Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today we take a look at the challenge of can I beat Pokemon Fire Red using just Moonstone Pokemon. These Pokemon are obviously Nidoking, Nidoqueen, Clefable and Wigglytuff. So let's get into the rules. Only Pokemon that evolve through a Moonstone are allowed, as mentioned. HM Pokemon are allowed but are not allowed in battle, so they're only allowed for HM purposes. Items are definitely not allowed in battle. I used them last time and I feel like it was too easy. And no glitches or exploits are allowed in this challenge run. So without further ado, let's get into the challenge. So for quite an obvious reason, we're going to name myself Dobby. Clearly I couldn't spell Dobby at first, but we managed to fix our error. And then we also will name our rival Mulvey. Mulvey is an absolute legend for the channel, so I thought, why not pay them back by naming the rival after him? So we start with picking our starter. Obviously, we picked Charmander because I feel like Blastoise is going to be a lot harder to face with Nidoking and Nidoqueen. We'll find out if that becomes the case, but you know, I'm not using any cheats. I'm not using any action replays to get the Pokemon early. So we just take out the gym badge. It doesn't really matter. It would have been probably easier for us because wouldn't have been weaker to it if we were able to cheat and get Nidoran male or whatever. So anyway, we've got Nidoran here, our first Nidoran of the day or of the run, and we catch it quite easily. I think it was first ball. Don't even think we actually struggled with it at all. Don't think we hit it. So yeah, we called it Jacko, and there's going to be a bit of a theme, not a massive theme, but there's a bit of a theme regarding that. So I actually did catch another Nidoran male, but as I was training, I found another one that was actually stronger. As we are going to obviously trade to get Nidoran female. Anyway, we find the Jigglypuff. You can find them at level 3, 5, and 7. We found one at 5, so you know, with a terrible encounter rate, we thought we'd go for it anyway. So yeah, and we named it Tay after Taylor Swift.
Why don't we have a guessing game of how long we reckon it will take for these to spawn or this girl to spawn? So I reckon. Guess we don't need to have the guessing game then. We're all good. We're all good. Oh, you sing before me.
Yeah, so I added a little bit of live commentary there. Not too much is going to be added in this whole video, but yeah, so we managed to catch the Clefairy a lot earlier than I expected, hence the reaction. And we then named it Wacko. So we had Wacko Jacko, and we obviously had Tay, as in Taylor Swift. Anyway, so we get into a point where we're getting our first evolution, and it's Jacko, of all people. I feel like he'll be the best in our team throughout the whole thing, and I felt like that from the beginning, and he's the actual inspiration as to why I chose this challenge. But anyway, I thought I'd add this because it was quite a funny instance. It just shows how sick I am at this game. I ended up utilising the Voltorb's charge by encoring it and getting it to use it all the time. Anyway, so I then decided to choose the Dome Fossil. There's a bit of a running joke in the Pokemon scene, and I thought I'll trigger some people by choosing the Dome Fossil. Anyway, we go to our next fight against the rival. This was actually a bit of a more challenging fight than I expected. It was 4v4, and well, the rival did a lot better than I expected. All our team was actually well under leveled compared to Pidgeotto. So if you think about it, Pidgeotto is 17, Jacko's our highest level at 16. The rest of them are so much more under leveled. But yeah, luckily he has the Abra, so Abra is just, there's no point of having the Abra at this point, but whatever. It's easy XP. So Tay managed to win us a battle there and lose us a battle there straight after. We wanted to not evolve Nidoran male, because we're obviously trading that for the Nidoran female, but we wanted to get it to level 15 as early as we could, so it's a bit easier. Trust me, it's not as easy as it seems. But anyway, final battle, Wacko. I think Wacko comes in clutch in this battle with 2 Sings that actually hit, and then Wacko just obliterates Squirtle and levels up from it. So yeah, the second rival fight really, and we managed to win. So there you go. We've traded our Nidoran male just as it was level 15, and we've now got a Nidoran female to the team. Obviously, we only have one badge, so it's never going to be obeying us at any time. But we'll still look to evolve it anyway, and that's actually what we're going to do now. So we're going to think about getting another evolution, and we'll obviously update it on the side of the video too. But I'm thinking to myself, oh, I haven't really got anything that can hit this Geodude. I think it's a Geodude still out. It's either that or a Machop. Yeah, it's a Geodude. So I had to basically stall it with Sing and then just keep pounding, and it just took a lot longer than I expected. I think he might have a Machop, so yeah, I had to be really careful with this. Just before we continue with the challenge,
Thank you so much, Danny. That is absolutely amazing. I really appreciate that. Thank you. That's made my night. That's so nice of you. I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing anyway. I hope you enjoyed the Japanese music earlier. Well, you're an absolute ledge for doing that. Thank you so much.
yeah, so I'm not normally one who shows off, and I don't really think that's a showing off. I thought I'd just show my appreciation and a bit of a shout out to Danny, who was an absolute legend. There's another thing that comes up in a minute, but yeah, if apologies if this isn't the sort of thing you'd like to see, but I'd like to show my appreciation, and I thought I'd give a shout out. But anyway, we win that fight. Miss Nido evolves, so we've got another evolution done. Basically, we just need to evolve each of them one more time now. So we go on to the next fight. Look at the level we are now. We've improved everyone's level. Obviously, I've cut out quite a lot up to this point. We level up. In the meantime, just a quick shout out here.
There we go, Wacko. Oh my lord. Danny, you're an absolute legend, man. Thank you so much. You're the first person to ever do that, and I don't ask people to do that, but it's so nice of you. Thank you so much.
Again, apologies. I thought I'd do it because I just obviously I appreciated it anyway, but it's nice to show appreciation and give a shout out for that sort of thing anyway. Right, so here it is, Misty time. We have 4 team members that are quite good. They're decent levels, level 21 and above, I believe. Staryu level 18, Starmie 21. Could we win? Well, clearly not this first one because we couldn't even attack the first one. Right, there's our levels, 23, 23, 21, 21. Right, so we then swap out Miss Nido, who obviously is not going to obey, but we managed to get a tail whip off because of it ignoring. And we got a scratch off too, which isn't too bad, and another double kick. So Miss Nido's doing not too bad for us, not too bad, but it means that it could set up a little bit. Right, anyway, it's the big one, Jacko. Jacko uses a horn attack. We got so unlucky that Staryu uses a bloody super potion, so we are now in a very bad situation. We only have 12 health against Starmie, and we only have 2 Pokemon, and Tay is one of them. Right, so we put it to sleep, and then we're going to start putting it to sleep. Again, we live on 5 health, and we start the rollout train. Now, what I'm going to say is we actually proper struggled against this Misty. I think we had to beat her at least 10 times. I might be wrong, but we got a lucky crit right at the end and won us our second gym badge with Tay. Anyway, we are now about to evolve Jacko. Jacko is our first stone evolution that has been complete, and we've now got a Nidoking, so that's one of our final team members. As we push on, we are now at the point of taking on the rival fight. This one is a bit easier than the last one. We've obviously massively over-leveled compared to the last one. I don't really think there's too much to tell you about, other than the fact that it used Sand Attack on us so many times, I could not be asked to count, probably about 4 or 5, maybe 6. Somehow we still managed to attack, and we managed to crit it, and then eventually we swapped out and got rid of the Sand Attack on us, so yeah, joke's on you, mate. Anyway, we then swap out Tay, Tay decided to use a bit of a rollout, and well, we were on a roll. We managed to go against the Kadabra. Unfortunately for us, he managed to disable our rollout, and we had to use Pound, but thankfully Pound was still good enough. Right, we then go out against his War Turtle, and War Turtle you'd think would use Water Gun or any water move. It did use Water Gun after a while, but it was well too late because it basically let me win. At the same time, we then get cut after that. I think it's the only HM I even bother showing. There's no point showing HMs really, is there? Yeah, so we go against Surge, and obviously we're much over leveled for this Voltorb. We didn't use the same strategy as earlier. We just decided to beat it as it was, and I thought, you know what, it's a good opportunity for Tay to level up. Look how weak the Pikachu is. So we used Pound, and look at that, we almost one-shot it. We eventually take it down in 2, getting Tay a bit of XP. I needed to get Tay a bit more XP than the rest of them because it wasn't the best. It was the worst out of the starting ones, if that makes sense. So yeah. Anyway, we get onto Surge's final Pokemon. Obviously, Raichu is a much more tankier Pokemon than the rest of them. And we lose Miss Nido, which is typical really, but we have just the team member for it. Nidoking's massive Horn attack. I probably shouldn't say massive and then Horn at the same time after each other, but here we are. Right, moving on to 4th gym badge. We're against Erica, and just like the other matches, so much easier than you'd expect. I think we had a move that could easily take us down in Peck. Yeah, even though Peck's not very strong, it's a very useful move. Look at that, it does decent damage. I reckon Horn attack would have probably done the same amount. But I like hearing the super effective noise. It's just, I don't know, something about it. Anyway, we're against the Soul Grass type Tangela, so it's much easier to beat with that. But we got really annoyed because it actually did Leech Seed us, I believe. I know it had the other one. I can't remember. It was where it puts its roots on the ground, and it actually took out. Not only did it take out Tay, but it nearly took out Jacko. I thought, oh damn, we're gonna lose, especially with the fact that Miss Nido is not listening. But we get really lucky with Miss Nido and the choices of attacks that Miss Nido uses. But I'm looking at the team and I'm like, oh, we're actually quite depleted. We use Poison Sting, which is not very good. Obviously, we wake up, we use Poison Sting again. We attack again. We finally use Bite, and Bite is not very good, but you know, it's the best move we have. And we actually slowly but surely take out the Vileplume. Obviously, we're asleep right at the end, but we take out the Vileplume, and it means the world of difference because we can now get to level 50 without Miss Nido disobeying us. So that was good. Team Rocket, first time we take on Giovanni, and you know what Giovanni's like. He's a massive pushover. We have double kick anyway to take down all of his team members, and we're going to use that. I think we use it on both, but definitely use it on him. Yep, so we swap out, getting Tay a bit more XP because, as I say, we're going to need it. It almost goes down in 1, but before landing an attack on us, and then eventually it attacks us again. Yeah, so we didn't really land anything on Kangaskhan with Tay. Well, see, it's just too weak to even count that as an attack. Anyway, we then swap out Nidoking, and as I said, Nidoking is probably going to be our best team member. And there he is, he's taken out Kangaskhan. Not the most bulky of Pokemon ever, but he still took him out. So, we're against Mulvey again, and, well, this is becoming a theme of the actual challenge, which is quite funny. I don't really need to highlight too much. I think it was a very easy fight, but I did forget to show the evolution of Wigglytuff in this, so I do apologise. I showed every other evolution, but I forgot the Wigglytuff one like an absolute buffoon. And we go and collect the flute just so we can move Snorlax. I think we just defeated Snorlaxes rather than obviously did anything other than them. Just a bit of XP, so yeah. We taught it Psychic. We taught our Clefairy Psychic, and then we actually evolved Clefairy. So now we've got everyone but
Nidoqueen. But we're nearly there. We're nearly there. It won't be long. So, we then take on Koga. Koga is a bit of an easy one for us. You know, we've got 2 poison type Pokemon with also ground type in their team, you know, in their abilities to use their moves. So we're going to win this. But we also use Psychic a lot. And we actually tank it with just Psychic every single time. And there we have it. I think it was just Wacko just doing Wacko Jacko stuff. Right, we get the last Moonstone of the challenge, and we finally evolved Miss Nido. We've got our Nidoqueen now. Yeah, so we've got Nidoqueen. We've got the full team now. You know, we're ready to go. We're ready to take on anyone now. And who better to take on than Blaine? Just before we take on Sabrina, we'll take on Blaine and see how well we do. We obviously will one-shot Growlithe. I'm sure we'll one-shot the Ponyta, but we decided to use Miss Nido just to get a bit more of XP, like usual. And you know what? Ponyta almost takes out our Miss Nido. You know, it's not too far away. It's not the worst anyway, but yeah, so anyway. Tay absolutely smashes the Rapidash. Again, loses a bit of health, but look at that. Look how weak a Stab Dig is doing. I don't know if Stab actually works on dual type. I think it does. But yeah, this Arcanine is taking out everyone. And we've only got Wacko now. And unless we were going to finish that. It was obvious we were going to finish that. Psychic, very strong, especially with Wacko's decent special attack. I'm not saying it's got an amazing special attack. But yeah. So we've got our badge number 6. And we are on to the rival fight. I think it's J Rose calls it Rival Fival for obvious reasons. It's the 5th rival fight. Nothing to really tell you about here. We learnt Mega Horn, and Mega Horn is MVP for us. It was the move we were holding out for. That's why we were going against Sabrina last, because Mega Horn is going to be the one that helps us out. And we'll see that in the actual gym badge fight. So we've taken out Blastoise already. It's just Growlithe to go, and I mean, we're going to use Dig. We're going to just one-shot it. It's just too easy. Too easy. But the next fight is the one that really matters. It's the fight against Giovanni. Will we win it? We'll find out right now. So, I used Superpower. I don't know why I used it. I really don't. We weren't going to be strong at using it, and we got very lucky that they didn't attack us. We used it again, and again, I do not know why they didn't attack us once. We probably had -5 defense drops by then. But we swap out anyway. We take out Rhyhorn very, very easily. 2 attacks and we finished it. So we thought, you know what, let's use Dig again against Nidoqueen. And it was just an easy sweep, really. We only really took a very minimal amount of damage. So, the penultimate gym badge here. And like I said, we got Mega Horn for this specific reason. It's such a sick move, man. Mega Horn has swept 2 team members, but I don't know why I swapped. I thought Body Slam should do well, and it did. It nearly one-shot it 2 times, but, you know, it couldn't hold on. Finished using its healing items, and we beat that, and then we were against Venomoth next. Venomoth took out 1, but Wacko was just too easy to, you know, it's too easy for Wacko. And we obtained our 7th gym badge. Not bad. I don't really need to tell you about this one. Obviously, we all know how much of a pushover for certain team members Giovanni will be. But somehow, this Rhyhorn actually managed to live, you know, on a very super effective move, which was a shock because it never normally would against me. Anyway, Dugtrio, nice and easy, very low HP. Another bit of Psychic by my side, and we take out another of the Nidos, and we're against the last team member, I believe. Maybe might be one more Rhyhorn, but, you know. Right, so I'm actually in a very bit of a, you know, terrible spot here. I'm in a rock and a hard place. I only have Tay for this. Oh, we actually lost that one. Oh, I forgot about that. But I thought we'd keep it in because we actually did have a bit of a challenge against him. We only actually went against him twice, but, you know, it was just because I was so complacent. really do not know what just happened there. I think the visuals just went a bit weird there, but yeah, we came back in this. We won the fight, and it was just nice and easy. So yeah, bear with me one sec. So while we're waiting to see me finish Giovanni, if you do want to watch these live, I do record them on Twitch every now and again. I've got my next challenge coming up soon. It's going to be on Soul Silver, so it's going to be really fun. It's going to be a bit longer as well, so yeah, I can't wait for it. Anyway, we win the Earth Badge, and we're now on to the penultimate rival fight, and this will sort of tell us how well we're going to do against, in the league. It won't give us the full indicator because it doesn't, it doesn't involve the full extent of his team, but it involves most of it. Yeah, I don't really need to comment too much. It's a bit of an easy fight, this one was, to be fair. We somehow do not one-shot the Growlithe, but we finish it anyway. I think we're against his fourth one, and it's Blastoise. So basically, I've said to myself, if we win this one against the Blastoise, we win against the rest of his team, because he obviously don't have, as I say, the full extent of what he's going to have. And yeah, we're against Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn's not difficult. We'll just dig and see how that does. It's a lot less than I thought it would be. So it's mental. It's absolutely mental. And Mega Horn's just easily going to one-shot that. It's 4 times effective. Right, here it is. It's the big guns now. And I'm going to tell you straight away, we struggled. Absolutely struggled. We obviously matched most of their levels anyway. But if you look, Wacko's lower than Dugong. And Dugong's the first one in the league. Jacko is lower than Dugong against the first one in the league. Tay is lower than Dugong. Basically, everyone is lower than Dugong in my team. It didn't really help me. Did not really help me. So, essentially, I was trying to do it in the quickest time, but I don't know who I was rushing for. I was rushing for no one, really. I wanted to see how far I could go on my first attempt. And, for a first attempt, it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't consistent. Was not consistent. So, Ice Punch would always one-shot me, and that really annoyed me. This is a better attempt. We were a higher level. So we'll have a look at it. It's another failed attempt, I think, because it was just so difficult at first. But I thought the best way to train is to just try and get myself into positions where I might win or I might lose. If I win, I'll go on, get more XP. If I lose, I'm back at the start. I've already spent all my money, so that I might as well try it. Anyway, Tay actually started to put in a bit of work. I know that I could have got the return TM. I had it in my bag, but I didn't really want to use it. I wanted to keep Body Slam for the paralysis, for obvious reasons. So I did keep that, like I say. I kept that, and yeah, I think it might have come in clutch a few times in the actual final fights, but we'll be able to see that when we actually look at the actual fights. So yeah, there's another example. We were just not doing enough damage, not at all. But I think I went straight back in there to go against the same person with the same team because I was confident I could do it. I kept Rollout because of the ice types, but what annoyed me with Rollout was this Norse Cloyster. Cloyster was a pain. As you know, Cloyster is just all about stalling. I didn't get a single attack off against that Cloyster in that turn. But it is what it is, isn't it? Right, we've got a few superpowers off. It hides underwater. I didn't know who was going to go first, but we lost. We lost another team member. We used Shockwave, and we finished that off. Its special is trash, anyway, so, Right, at this point, I was like, oh, bloody hell, we've been put to sleep again. And we've lost another team member. And that was about all she wrote for this fight, but we got further, we got a lot closer than before. Did we take it on this time? Well, the answer is yes, we did attempt to take on Lorelei this time, and this was genuinely a bit of a spoiler alert, but it was the first time we actually beat Lorelei. Now I was quite happy. I was like, oh good, it's a good opportunity for us to get more XP. Now I knew we were capable of actually getting past Lorelei because she's not as good as she should be. She has stally attacks, but you know, we definitely were able to beat her. And we get through to Bruno. Now, I don't think, unless it's a very specific run, I don't think anyone could ever say that Bruno is difficult. But yeah, Bruno is a ball ache at times. And I've just realised, as I'm saying this, it was an unsuccessful run, that one, but this is the one that's successful. I think getting Tay up that one level really helped this run. Well, I might be wrong, but I'm 100% sure, positive that it is the right one because I can see on the actual edit that it is the right one, so it's all good. Right, so as I knew we were capable of doing it, just need to have the right circumstances that happened. And finally, in this fight, we actually did have some really good circumstances that happened, and we won our first fight against Lorelei. Didn't even get Jinx to even touch me, so that was good. Obviously, we allowed to use items outside the battle, hence the full restore and revives, blah blah blah. But yeah, so we go on to Bruno, and Bruno, like I've just said a moment ago, was an absolute ball ache. Onyx, no problem. Hitmonchan, massive problem. Took out half, if not all, of Wacko. There was nothing Wacko could do to help me. Miss Nido was again not very good against Hitmonlee. We got taken out so easily, but this is where things change. 3 versus 1, you'd think, oh, we'd have a good chance of winning here. I'll use Moonlight. If I'd have used Psychic, it might have been another story. We might have won this fight, because look at the damage I do with Earthquake. But I didn't use it. It would have been Stab. I was an idiot for not using it, and we lost the fight. Right, here it is. The successful run. The run where we finally beat the Elite Four. I'm pretty sure. We'll find out. But yeah, you can see the dramatic change in level. Like Wacko is 62. Nidoking is 57. Tay 57, and then Miss Nido 58. So yeah, we're definitely much better. Oh no, Jacko was actually 59. So yeah, right. We start using Wacko for Onyx. Don't know why. We should have just used other moves, but I think it was because of getting as far as I did. I actually was able to prioritise who I should use it on, and Agatha was definitely needed. Earthquake for certain team members. Different than Pokemon Yellow, because obviously Levitate was introduced. Right, we finally got through to the next few Pokemons. Next few, and we managed to beat her first 3 quite easily, and her first 4 and her first 5. We actually smashed Agatha. She was very easy. You know, we obviously over leveled a little bit to get to that point, but Gyarados, walk in the park. Aerodactyl, walk in the park. Dragonite, walk in the park. Oh no, it actually hung on, but it was a walk in the park. Very easy. Right, there we go. If Dragonite almost hung on, the other 2 will definitely not hang on. Ooh, and it puts us against rival Morphe. I should have slowed this down, but it was like 8.5 hours of content to just trim down into a, you know, below 35 minutes video, and I didn't want to get it too much higher, and it's obviously 34 minutes anyway. I try and aim for no more than 35. I know the first one was a bit over, but you know, first challenge and all. But anyway, yeah, so this fight goes much better than it had before. We get so lucky. Oh, Psych, got you again. Right, I won't do it again, I promise you. Right, I've had a nightmare in terms of not, you know, telling you when it should happen, and it does happen. I promise you it happens. It happens this time, okay? So we easily, I say easily, we got very shreked there by the bloody Lapras against our Nidoking, but it's all good. It's absolutely fine, and I promise you now, this is the winning run because we're very close to the end of the video. But that was just to show you how close we got. How bloody close we got, just to basically get nothing. Got a few levels out of it, so that would always help, and it will mean that we'll be able to take out this Machamp much easier. I'm sure if we had Peck, it would not have done any more damage than the rest of the moves. So yeah, right, Bruno became a walk in the park. Agatha, yeah, you see, I've just tried to show you that Earthquake had been depleted, meaning we were probably not going to make this too easy. But we still had Shockwave and Psychic. I don't think we had any Elixirs because we'd actually already used them, or Ethers. So yeah, that was very good from me. Bold strategy, Cotton. Hope it played off. Clearly didn't. Haunter, easy again. Used Dream Eater on me, which is a bit of a weird one, but yeah, we managed to not faint anyone in our team. Used every single team member, but we didn't faint. And then we go into the final Elite Four member, Lance. We already have seen how easy he is, but we didn't take him down with one shot, and we struggled with the first Shockwave. We managed to get the first two down though, and of course we missed Blizzard, but we take him out this time, and we already know we should take out it as long as we make the Blizzard contact and we win that fight very comfortably. I don't think he's much of a struggle, to be fair. At that point, I can't remember what I was doing. I think I was just making it a bit easier to see. And we also learn Surf. I teach that to Nidoking so that we've got a stab, well not stab, a powerful water move to use anyway. Did we use the last rare candies? I'm sure I do. I'm sure I should have used the last rare candies anyway. I could have made this video less than 30 minutes, to be fair, and it would have been a lot easier to do, but oh well. I'm just contemplating. I think I'll get rid of Earthquake. Yeah, I'll get rid of Earthquake because I need a move that will take down Rhydon and also Arcanine, and that I feel like Surf will be the move for me. Obviously not Stab, but still. Right, so we get to the Alakazam. I don't know why I'm using Shockwave, but I don't have any Psychic, and Psychic actually wouldn't help me in this situation. But I spammed Moonlight all the way up until I died. I think Tay did really well, to be fair. Actually no, Tay didn't. It was Wacko who did really well. Jacko sorts out the Executor, and then we go against the mean machine of Blastoise, and I needed to poison it, and we eventually got it poisoned, and we took it out with a smashing Earthquake. Did I get rid of Earthquake? I didn't actually. I got rid of Blizzard. Nidoking comes in clutch, who I genuinely thought was going to be the one who wins it for me anyway. But we finally beat Mulvey. We've only battled Mulvey once, but oh my days. The whole Elite Four was actually really challenging with this team. Well, there you have it. I answer my own question, my own challenge, and yes, I can complete Fire Red with only Moonstone Pokemon. Why not have a go? Show me that you can do it better. I know that there are ways to do it better, but I did this in 3 streams, within 3 streams, and it actually went rather well. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.